Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video was previously shared over on the Altenew YouTube channel, but I thought you would enjoy seeing it here as well. Before we get started, I want you to let me know in the comments below, are you team flowers or are you team fruit? I can't wait to hear what all of you think. I'm creating with both today and featuring this brand new Craft Your Life Fruits and Flowers kit. This has all the stamps, dies, stencils, and even a 3D embossing folder to create the two clean and simple cards that I'm sharing today. And I really wanted to talk about keeping it uncomplicated. I think sometimes in card making, we make things really complicated and it doesn't have to be. I think choosing a kit like the Craft Your Life kit, where there are products specifically designed to coordinate with each other, is the first step in kind of simplifying the card making process. If you're overwhelmed by all the things in your craft room, I recommend just picking a kit like this or even creating your own kit from some of the products that you have in your craft room and try only using those products to create 2, 3, 4, even 5 card projects. I think it will help push your creativity to think of using things in a new way. Now for all of these card projects today, I'm only using white cardstock, and instead of searching through my stash, I'm going to keep things a little less complicated by only using white cardstock and some inks. Now you'll notice that I kind of went out of order on these stencils, and that's because I wanted to make sure that I positioned my florals where I could get all of the greenery on this half sheet of white cardstock. So I started off with the second stencil and I stenciled the leaves first, and then I placed the first stencil with those first 2 flowers over the top and slid out stencil number 2 from behind it so I could get everything perfectly placed. From there on, I just went in order for the stencils, and inside the packaging for the stencils, you'll find a guide that shows you which portion you are stenciling so you can kind of plan your color combinations. It also gives you some color suggestions. I was really inspired by the packaging with these orange florals, so I grabbed the oranges that I had in my stash. I don't even think these are the same as what's recommended on the packaging to do my stenciling today. Now I chose the Pistachio and Misty Sage colors for my greenery, and you can see I used a variety of different oranges. I have all of the colors at the top of the screen as I'm using them, and I use those oranges to blend these florals. For the center of my florals, I decided to go ahead and use Rocky Shore. It's a nice neutral and blends with this color palette well. So I'll work through all of the stencils, and once I'm done with my design, I will peel my grip mat away from my half sheet of cardstock here, leaving this gorgeous floral design. Now, one of the ways that I like to keep card making uncomplicated is I start with a kit of projects and then I create a couple of main elements. So you saw me stencil that background or that floral pattern first, and now I'm going to create some of the fruit using the die set from the Fruit and Flowers Craft Your Life kit. So I've chosen the pineapple as well as the orange slice. I've also grabbed the pieces for the bowl out of that die set, and I'm going to run these all through my die cut machine using just white cardstock. Because again, if you're wanting to simplify the process, you can really use white cardstock and the inks that you have on hand to make your projects. And I just find that sometimes this feels a little less overwhelming because then I can cut all of them from the same color cardstock and I don't have to make my decisions, my final decisions on coloring until I get to the ink part. So I have all of these kind of mapped out on my grip mat for the color zones that I want to blend them in. I started with the butternut on the bottom of those solid pineapple pieces, and I had another color here for that middle part of the pineapple. I didn't like it, so I switched over to yellow ochre, and I'm finishing off the top portion with Sicilian amber. Once I get my yellows done, I'm going to switch over and start doing all of my greens. I'm using Shadow Creek and Mountain Pine for my greens, a lighter and a darker green, and I'm using a mini ink blending brush to do all of my blending on these smaller die cuts. Earlier, you saw me use the large blending brushes. I like to use those when I'm covering a large area at one time with the same color of ink. When I want a little more control, I usually will switch over to my mini ink blending brushes. Now for this pedestal bowl, I started out with a large ink blending brush and the Pink Pearl Fresh Dye ink. I laid down a layer of that ink, and now I'm adding a little bit of shadow and shading with a mini ink blending brush and the Coral Bliss ink. I love this ink color family. It's called the Tea Party family, and I use it so much. Now we're back to oranges, and I have to tell you, I loved this kind of exploration in all of the oranges that I have from the Altenew orange families. I loved kind of seeing how the different families could mix and match together. And for this orange slice, I did get a couple of the pieces kind of mixed up in the order of how dark they should be. But overall, I was like, I don't think it's going to be a big deal, so I moved forward. Once I had all of these pieces blended, it was time to adhere them together. There is a layering guide inside of the packaging for the die cuts, and so I just followed that and layered these up, and they come together so quickly. I did kind of fluff up some of the leaves on the top of the pineapple to give it a little more dimension. If you want a little less dimension, you can skip that step. Now for the orange slice, these just layer right on top of each other. It's really simple to put together, and I'm using liquid glue for all of these smaller layers. For the bowl, I added a strip of foam adhesive towards the bottom of that top layer of the bowl and just adhered it to the base. And once I had all of my main pieces worked out, I have a fruit bowl, I have a floral piece, I'm going to start building my cards. I started out with the stamp set and this solid kind of wood layer here, which I stamped in sand dunes. And then I stamped over the top with the detail layer in sandy shore. There is a third layer. I decided to skip that because we're doing things in a less complicated manner today. And I thought that would be just fine to have a single layer of that wood grain. To add a little texture to the top of this, I am placing this in the 3D embossing folder that's included in the Craft Your Life Fruits and Florals kit. I ran this through my die cut machine with the bottom part hanging out so that I only have texture above that wood grain at the bottom. I'm using one of the adorable sentiments from the stamp set included in the kit. I'm stamping it in some obsidian black pigment ink, and because I do not have the add-on die set, I am using a pair of scissors to fussy cut it. Now, there is an add-on die set available for the stamp set. It will die cut the sentiments as well as some of those greenery and floral silhouettes that are included in the stamp set. So if you want to pick that up while you're shopping today, you can definitely do that. Once I have that fussy cut, I kind of went out of order here. I added my sequins first, which is a little unconventional, but I just wanted to make sure I had everything exactly where I had laid it out. And then I used some foam adhesive to adhere my pineapples and my bowl onto this card front. I slid my little orange slice in the corner of that bowl, and then I placed my sentiment on top using some instant dimension foam tape. I added this onto a A2 card base, and that finishes off card number 1. Now for card number 2, I am going to use this main element that I created earlier, and I decided I wanted the florals to look like they're coming out of one of the bowls. So I used a craft knife to carefully trim around some of these florals towards the bottom of my panel, and then I die cut a bowl from some white cardstock, and I blended it in Mountain Mist and Volcano Lake inks and adhered it together. I've created kind of a slit where I can slide this bowl in, but before I do that, I'm going to stamp my sentiment right on top of this bunch of florals. Then I can take my bowl and slide it up underneath the opening that I created, and I used some foam adhesive behind the bowl to kind of bump up that floral layer. Now, once I have this in place, I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to add foam adhesive just to the top portion of this card above that little slit that I created. And for the bottom part of the card, I'm going to adhere that down with some liquid glue. So underneath that slit, it will be flat on top of the card base, and the bowl and the florals above that slit will have a little bit of dimension from the foam tape. Now I'm going to keep this card relatively simple because we're uncomplicating things today. And I'm just going to add a touch of sparkle with some dazzling diamond sequins. I'm using my perfect picker tool to adhere those on with some liquid glue. And now we have two beautiful, clean and simple card projects created using just one kit, some white cardstock, and some ink. How is that for uncomplicated card making? So we have fruits and we have flowers, and I would love to hear in the comments below which of these two cards is your favorite. Do you love the stenciling or do you love all of these fruits? I don't think I can decide. As always, I will have links to the featured products used in these projects in the YouTube description below. So if you're looking for something in particular, be sure you check there, or you can head on over to the coordinating blog post. I'll have that linked below as well. Over there, you'll find more still shots, more information, and a complete list of supplies. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed these projects and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications here so you don't miss any of the fabulous paper crafting, card making, and live stream video tutorials that happen all the time here on this channel. Thanks again for watching. I hope you found a little joy, a little light, and a little inspiration in this video. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.